Hi, my name is Roger Quesada.
And I'm Stephanie Symonds.
And this is Chat North Hudson. God, you guys must be so sick of hearing about the Democratic primaries for the 2020 presidential election, right?
Actually, Roger, I remember not too long ago when these primaries would happen, and it seemed like nobody around us really cared.
Right, but this time it's 2020. We've got Trump and it's just really different. I've never in my lifetime experienced the amount of extreme polarization and rabid fervor on both sides of the political spectrum.
Yeah, Roger, things have been heating up for years now, and we can get into all the reasons why. But for today, I think we should discuss why a primary election for president is so important, especially here in Hudson County.
Right, yes it is. Actually, the primaries are the most important part of any election, especially for the candidate that's running up against the incumbent. Now, you probably heard this word before, incumbent. Incumbent means the one who currently holds office. He or she is the one currently being challenged.
And the thing with these kind of elections is that they get a lot of national media attention, and therefore a much bigger voter turnout, right? Everyone knows the presidential candidates at the top of the ballot. They have the most name recognition. So not only is the one running at the top of your ballot important, but just as important are also the other local politicians that have a more direct impact on your life. These are the people who you should be paying the most attention to, even though they're the names you least recognize.
Unless you're a political junkie.
Like us.
That's right, Stephanie. In fact, this year in Hudson County, not only is the leader of the Democratic Party on this year's ballot the President of the United States, but we also have potentially the school board, freeholder, congressman, and federal senator on the same ballot. That's if someone out there is even brave enough to challenge the machine. More on that later.
Yes. So if you're registered to vote,
and you should be registered,
then you should be receiving your sample ballot in the mail to see who will be running this year. Then it's really your civic duty to look these candidates up and make your own informed decision.
But Steph, I also think it's important to point out that New Jersey has a funny, slightly psychological way of running their elections.
Oh?
Actually, who am I kidding? See, it's not so subtle. The thing is, here in New Jersey, the political bosses, as we affectionately call them, come together with their select party leadership, maybe including their committee people, or not, as in the case of Hudson County, and then they just choose who they want on the line. Now, the line is a funny little phenomena that happens here in New Jersey, where the candidates that the official party has endorsed are on the first column on the ballot. Now, this column, usually column A, is controlled by the machine and has all of their picks for these various elected positions, giving you the illusion that these are the best people to work together effectively as a team.
And then what ends up happening is that people will psychologically pick column A because, one, it's the first, the winner, the best. Think of the posters plastered with the letter A all over your community. I'm sure you guys have all seen them. Also, two, the candidate at the top of the ticket that has the most name recognition, in this case, the presidential candidate that the political leadership is endorsing. And three, although you feel like you made an independent Democratic choice, you are actually sneakily led to choose all of your local leaders based on whoever the machine wanted to run with the leading presidential nominee. By leading, we mean as they see it or as it benefits them most, not you.
You might be wondering by now why we keep saying the machine. It's actually a dirty word here around New Jersey. The machine stands for all the committee people, town employees, teachers, janitors, street sweepers, garbage collectors, etc. that are either on the municipal payroll or have something to gain. And many times they end up owing the political leadership favors in order to keep their job. Yes, all the people that work like a giant machine to keep their bosses in power. You probably never even noticed this was going on because you were too busy with your private lives to really notice all the structural inefficiencies of this system. In fact, I'm sure one way you notice is the ever-increasing cost of taxation. All these patronage jobs need to get paid, and there's a lot of them.
Did you guys catch all that? Unfortunately, this has been going on for many years, and it isn't changing anytime soon. So unless you're a savvy voter, and we hope you will be by watching more Chat North Hudson, don't forget to subscribe, then likely you'll just pick the presidential candidate you see most on TV. through ads or cable news shows, right? And then select all the other candidates on the same party line.
This is an annoying New Jersey phenomenon which seems to keep the status quo going and going and going forever. We have politicians that have been in office sometimes more than one office for decades. Even some of you watching probably your entire life. I know some in my entire life.
So if you're not furious that you've been getting hoodwinked all these years, then you're not paying attention. The fact is that because the party leadership in New Jersey has so much control of the ballot on both the Republican and the Democratic Party side, they can even force their opponents all the way down on column F and J if they feel like it. Psychologically making the voter, you, feel like that candidate is an outsider and will likely create a dysfunction in government. People think we already have enough problems, and this creates the illusion that this will cause even more.
Many people will vote for, as people say, the devil I know versus the devil I don't know. Have you heard that before? Because you know what? I have a lot.
That's a sad reality because oftentimes there could be more qualified candidates on the ballot that never even get considered. Every election, the machine is activated and all those people vote in every single election because it's in their best interest to do so. And guess what? They're going to vote for the line all the way down.
And to make matters worse, Steph, because they keep voting in what the political bosses want them to, and not necessarily what the less funded, more grassroots engaged voters demand, the community continues to get more of the same. No change, and none of the issues that they really care about are addressed.
So that, my friends, is a crash course on why it's so important to participate in the primary elections, why it's important to know each and every single candidate, and to make sure all of your friends and family know how to properly vote and feel a commitment to participate.
So don't forget to subscribe.
Wait a second, Roger. I think it's really important that our viewers know it's not just showing up to the polls to vote. We have to make sure that we're registered, and we have to make sure to know where to do actual voting.
Okay, so this is what I want you guys to do. So you guys probably all have one of these. This is a cell phone. I want you to take your cell phone out, and I want you to go into the App Store. There's this amazing app that Hudson County has developed for us, if they can get it 100% working, and it's called Hudson County Votes. And there's a couple of really great little things here that you guys can use. So at the very top right, there's one called Am I Registered? That button, you click there first, and you first check to see if you're registered. If you're not registered, then you're gonna go to the next one that says Register to Vote. You're gonna click there and make sure that you're registered, because it's really important that you're registered by a certain date to make it in the primaries. And
yes,
the date I'm gonna put right down below. And then the last thing that you need to know, the most important thing that you need to know, is where you vote. So there's another one down there that says, where do I vote? So that you know where you vote. See, for example, I live here in North Bergen, and I vote at a fire station a few blocks away from me.
Thank you, Roger. That information is so important for every Hudson County resident to know. So guys, to get more content like this, where we discuss everything from politics to local Hudson County issues, subscribe, follow us, all our social channels for the latest juicy Hudson County buzz.
Check the links in the description to learn more about Hudson County elections. And please, if you have any questions, please reach out to us. Remember, democracy is not a spectator sport.
That is super important.
Until next time,
This is Chat North Hudson.